Ich sitze hier vor dem Autor Jussi Adler-Olsen. Er hat das Buch geschrieben, Fiese kleine Morde und noch viele andere Sachen, worauf wir nachher nochmal zurückkommen. Die Frage, die ich mir gestellt habe, ist, wie ist es, ein doch sehr kleines Buch zu schreiben über einen besonderen Auftragskiller?
So, there are many books, and the question is actually why in the world such a short book, and what's the feeling like writing something comparably small to the other books?
Well, originally this was in an anthology, in a book together with other crime writers from the same publishing house. And I was asked to make a short story for help for fugitives, refugees, and other stuff. So I did it for free. And I liked it very much, but it's very, very difficult to write a short story. It's the most difficult thing at all. To make a plot, meaningful plot, to make more than one character within very, very short time. I hadn't tried it before, simply. And I was asked, could you write just 15 pages, but I couldn't. So now it came in Denmark a lot more. And my inspiration was good old English movies, like The Lady Killers. And it was from 1955, this movie. And in the movie, everything was very colorful and very brutal, but very, very humorous at the same time. So I wanted to make just a funny story with a lot of killings and colorful. Colorful, and humorous. So that's why I made this. And it was never intended to be like a standalone publishing. But now it is. And I don't mind. And now it's going to be a movie in Germany. Yes. So, and they are making their own manuscript. And I haven't seen it. So what will become of that? The only thing I said, you have to understand the tone of humor. Because killings are not very humorous, but here it is. Please do that. So I'm very excited to see it. I think it will come in within a few months. But I know absolutely nothing about it.
Ja, ich hab's so ziemlich. Wie kommt man auf die Idee, als Auftragsmörder die Opfer bei einem Friseur zu finden?
Yeah, the idea of how it comes that the killer finds his targets at the hairdresser. It's interesting.
No.
You haven't, but I have. And that's why they are babbling all along, And very, very often they don't know the person beside her. But anyway, they are talking about everything. And I'm blushing. It's very often very erotic. One day I was in a yoga team together only with women of more than 60 years. And I was the only man. And it was the same thing happening. They just talked about everything that I blushed. So, this was the main idea. Where are they talking about whatever? In a Friseur salon, natürlich. And how did he come up that idea? Of necessity. He had to find anything, to make him survive in this terrible world. That's why. So, very obvious.
Wie wichtig ist es Ihnen, dass man bei diesem Thriller auch gelegentlich mal richtig anfängt zu lachen?
How important is it for you that,
It must be humorous. I mean, this is a terrible story. Really a terrible story. And if I can make people laugh, then I succeeded in doing a wonderful little story. But will I do it again? Never. Never. This is a standalone, It will be very rare, I'm sure.
Wie kommt man auf die Idee, Menschen umkommen zu lassen, immer durch einen Unfall und das auch noch immer wieder plausibel zu erklären?
How do you get this idea of having people dying at, well, accidents without any connection and again, and it's still working?
You know, when I was in Hamburg, I guess it's 2 years ago, there was a journalist asking me, isn't it difficult to find out, to make a new murder? No, I said, let's take a walk. And then we took a walk of 1 hour, and then I killed around 10 persons in different ways. And she was terrified after that. So many ways to die she never thought of. Like, now you're going here and there's a broken sign. There was a stand, a pole of iron just sticking up. Oops. So, and of course, the best murder is the murder that no one knows how. And accidents are, of course, the best way. And you see it also in selfies, number 7, of the Sådan sådan et coup. It's the best way. But in selfies, I wrote about people getting killed by cars. And it was not funny anymore when it happened later in Stockholm and Nice and Berlin, everywhere. I don't think I have anything to do with that, but it was terrible. I wrote it before that. So, yeah, and in London, when it happened in London, I was crying, I can tell you, because it's so easy to kill people by that way. But here, it's a little more sophisticated.
Besonders hervorzuheben fand ich eigentlich auch den ersten Mord, den im Meer, wo er fast sich selber umgebracht hat, oder beziehungsweise er ja selber fast durch die Stromschläge gestorben ist. Ich musste mich wirklich ich habe mich bald weggeschmissen vor Lachen, wo ich mir das vorgestellt habe.
So, especially, strange, weird, funny was kind of the situation when the murder nearly killed himself with the electricity. So, which was just, for crying.
Ist amateurisch. Weiß nichts davon. I mean, you have to imagine yourself, what would I do? And it seems like a good way, doesn't it? But not really reflected carefully about it. And I think that's a funny thing. I mean, people being so amateurisch. Yes.
Wie ist es eigentlich, die eigene Biografie auf einmal in den Händen zu haben oder zu schreiben?
Oh ja, ich habe es selbst geschrieben. Überhaupt nicht.
Yeah. How does it feel?
Yes. It was a little funny, and I think people said that before about biographies. It's like closing a lifetime. But we have to admit you that die viele Leben des Jussi Adler-Olsens, ich nicht alle leben. It's not every life of mine that's in here. Still, I have some privacy, and still I have incidents that are not mentioned. And of course, if my complete life should have been told, it will be like this. And so the strange thing is to see the essence of your life. But working together with this guy was a joy. He followed me for 5 years, became my friend, took part of my traveling all around the world, and even experienced things with me that he didn't dare to write about. For instance, one time we wanted to have a beer in Minneapolis. And when we came to the door, the doorman asked for some identity. And I didn't have any. He's much younger than I. The passport, here you are. I didn't have anything brought with me on that specific day. So he said, then you can't come in. I said, come on, look at me. I'm 65 years old. You can see that. You're not entering without an ID. But I'm not even American. You couldn't, deduct anything from that. You have to go away. That's it. So we went to the next door. And it was open. So we went up stairs. And on the first floor there, there was like a desk, and they asked for the entry. Said, strange. Yeah, the entry is you have to buy non-alcoholic. It's a non-alcoholic. We said, okay, we don't mind. We take a Coke, and it was like $15 for one Coke. We paid, and when we came in, it was like, a strip club with pole dancing, and the women were totally naked. I have to say, I didn't know, and my friend here is a little shy, so he became so blushful, so ashamed. And then when the first naked lady came to him, do we want a private dancing? He was like fainting, An incident like that didn't come into that book. And I asked him why. It's funny. I mean, we didn't do anything wrong. We didn't know. And our wives can read it. They know. So I think we had 10 or 15 small things that he wouldn't write about while we experienced our touring. But I feel good about it. And also getting older, it's like, it's like funny to look back and have it verified.
Wie wichtig ist Ihr vorheriges Leben, wo Sie noch nicht Autor waren, noch nicht so erfolgreich waren, auch für Sie jetzt noch als Autor?
Yeah, how important is your former life before you became an author for you now? Yeah. So for your writing or for your life?
Because I feel like a complete person, and I did always, no matter whatever I made, I took the whole personality of mine with me. So, of course, it would have been impossible to write about a lot of stuff if I hadn't my childhood, if I hadn't made so many things, if I hadn't been working in publishing areas. Altogether was a perfect platform for being me as an author. Of course, the former life I had is also the former life together with all my family and my friends. And they're still here, many of them. So they're still my former life. So, complete person I am.
Woher kommen Ihre doch teilweise sehr finsteren Ideen?
How do you find those sometimes really dark ideas for the crimes?
Oh, it's difficult not to have good dark ideas in this world, right? Having a Donald Trump, whatever, makes it very plausible. Everything can happen, in fact. What's difficult is to make it original. To make something that you believe is not made before. Maybe it has been done, but I don't know it. And that's the difficult part. To see everything from the backside is my main aim. So first you think of a standard crime, and then you reflect about it, turn it all over again and again until you can't remember the original crime. Now it's something different. And when you're coming to something different crime, then you can already, one more time, twist it on the head, see it from the backside, and then it's original, I hope.
Wie geht es weiter mit Ihrem Sonderdezernat Q?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know?
Yes, I know.
You, I won't tell you. Maybe a little. Well,
Coming.
Yeah. I'm writing on number 8 now. I'm just coming from Barcelona. I have a flat there. I live there in the wintertime, writing there. And I'm on page number 160 out of 500. So I have to hurry now. To make the rest of the story of Assad. Q8 is the story of Assad with everything that's in him, secrets, thoughts, incidents, what happened in his former life, when he's lying, when he's not, what is bad, what is good. And it's a very, very difficult story to write because I have to think about my readers. What do they see in Assad after this story? And I have to say it's a violent story. But I can't be too bloodish because I don't like that myself. I hate movies that are splatter movies, really. So I'm trying to tone things down but make it clear the story of Assad. And whatever is happening to him is terrible. So, and after that, as I mentioned before, number 9, Carl's story. Number 10, the wonderful ending.
Gibt es ansonsten noch andere Projekte in der Zukunft?
Also mit Literatur, meinst du? Ja. Yeah. I think I mentioned it a few times here and there, but I have been writing on another story called The Illustrated Chinaman. And it's a thriller. Yes, as I mentioned, going on in China, of course. And I think this will be a standalone. And now I made like 100 pages of that story. And I think it will be a very, very long story. So I will, of course, end up this story when I end up Department Q. I hope.
Parallel in two stories?
When I have an extra good idea, I'm putting it in, then maybe a few pages here and there. But it's ongoing, just to remind myself not to forget it.
Ja, dann bleibt mir nur noch eins übrig, mich zu bedanken. Und haben Sie noch irgendwas, was Sie den Lesern vielleicht mal sagen wollten? Oder?
Zu meinen Lesern?
Ja.
Oh, whatever I want to say is to them. Thank you for being with me so many years. I'm so very grateful for my German audience. You can't believe it. The German market is a part of the Danish one, the most important in the world. And I'm talking of any market. Now I have 42 markets in the world, 42 different languages I'm being published in. We're talking about America, China, Russia, wherever. But Germany, with that loyal reading here in Germany, I can't imagine of only saying not anything else but thank you and please stick by me because I'm also writing for you.
Ja, und ich kann mich nur bedanken, dass Sie für uns so toll schreiben.
Oh, danke vielmals. Yeah, it's